Walt Disney Pictures. And now your host, Asian Film Fanatic. Good evening, friends. Welcome. Tonight, I have the privilege of reviewing a very special movie. While this may not technically be an Asian film, its settings and story are undoubtedly inspired by the Far East. When the Walt Disney Company wanted to make their 36th animated feature film, they searched high and low for a story to adapt, and settled on the 6th century Chinese ballad of Mulan. In the original story, a young girl takes her father's place in the army. Posing as a man, she buys a fine steed and joins the troops. After 12 years of war, she returns home, dresses up as a woman, and surprises her comrades. In the end, Mulan concludes, two hares running side by side, close to the ground. How can they tell if I am he or she? I think a woman wrote this story. Just a joke. Our animated feature roughly follows the same legend, but with just enough formula, I mean plussing magic, to make a Disney movie Disney. The film is directed by animators Tony Bancroft and Barry Cook. The direction those boys took, it works. As you may know, story development on our animated features are a very intensely collaborative process. Mulan's story and screenplay team consisted of no less than 31 credits, and it shows. Too many to name, but every one valuable. The star of our feature is the plucky young daughter of a retired soldier. Her name is Mulan. As a character, she's an interesting mix of clever, sensitive, clumsy, confident, awkward, and brave. The voice is provided by Ming-Na, who does a serviceable job passing both as a young woman
Wish me luck.
and young boy named Ping.
Yes, my name is Ping.
One of the main themes is that there's little difference between men and women. Interestingly enough, there is a subtle design difference between Ping and Mulan. Most notable is Mulan's rounded face, while Ping has a slight jawline definition. The model sheet notes confirm this. Ping was also designed with shorter eyelashes, smaller single-lidded eyes, and thinner lips. It seems like they're not even the same person. Conspiracy confirmed. Lea Salonga's Broadway voice covers the singing, and Mark Henn is our supervising animator. Valuable, insecure, yet selfless and courageous, Mulan is a unique Disney heroine who uses brains over beauty and brawn. Eddie Murphy voices our Disney sidekick, Mushu.
I don't do that tongue thing.
Eddie Murphy as a red dragon?
Y'all didn't know I was a ventriloquist too.
Well, now I can kind of see that. Twin brother Thom Bancroft supervised the animation. When developing Mushu, me and my artist traveled to the Orient to find out just what red dragons look like. Well, you wouldn't believe how hard they are to find. But as luck would have it, we found one. Quite honestly, I found him annoying at first, but he kind of grows on you. Annoying? What you talking about, Mr. Fanatic? I'm positively hilarious! Please, no need to be formal. Call me Asian. Uncle Asian. You know, Mushu, you're kind of looking a little off model there. Better have a word with our consumer division products. They're diluting the brand. I had to gain some weight! After all, who wants to hug a twig? I know people want me to do stand-up again, but I'm a movie star! Shrek! Moving on. Mulan's father, Fa Zhou, is voiced by Soon-Tek. Mark Hen does double duty as his supervising animator. He's a serious figure. Captain Li Sheng is another no-nonsense fellow. He's voiced by B.D. Wong. Donny Osmond does the singing, and Ruben Aquino is his supervising animator. The villain, Shan Yu, is a one-note bad guy. He's voiced by Miguel Ferrer. So the antagonist is actually a white guy. Other characters are voiced by Ged Watanabe, George Takei, James Hong, Pat Morita. Too many celebrities already! I'm also not too keen on those Gang of Three comedy relief. Not too charming. Now, there's many more side characters and sidekicks, but too many to name. Voice acting is no walk in the park. Speaking of which, did you folks know that I am the voice of Mickey Mouse? Well, I'll bet you folks want to hear my Mickey voice, don't you? Well, you may be in for a treat. Hi folks, I'm Mickey Mouse. Got any cheese? Bet I fooled you, didn't I? Mulan is the Florida Animation Studios' first full-length feature animated film, and one of the last movies of the Disney Renaissance era. Now, even though that studio closed down a long time ago, those animators should be very proud of their work. Mark Hen, Ruben Aquino, the Bancroft brothers, all very talented. The flat, Chinese-inspired design of this movie works well. Character designer Chen Yi Cheng brings plenty of legitimacy. Production designer Hans Bacher also deserves major credit. I do find the artwork and design to be quite appealing. But the animation, I would say, isn't quite as good as from the Burbank studio. Also notable is the CG use for crowd and avalanche scenes.
The wonderful world of Disney will continue in a moment.
Nestle presents the new Mulan Fun Pack, featuring characters and fortunes inspired by Disney's new movie, Mulan. You'll find all of this, plus...
Chocolate! Yeah! Lots of chocolate and tattoos! 4 creamy Nestle milk chocolate bars and more tattoos than you'll know what to do with!
So, by getting the new Mulan Fun Pack, you'll get...
Nestle chocolate and tattoos!
In honor of Disney's new movie, Mulan, the epic adventure about this cool girl who saves China, McDonald's is offering tender, crispy chicken McNuggets and a new Szechuan sauce for a taste of the East. Did somebody say McDonald's?
We now return to the wonderful world of Disney.
I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. We already have a movie named Mulan. Why remake it all as live action? And you got that damn communist sympathizer Liu Yifei as Mulan? That's a miscast. All these rotten remakes. Are we really that desperate?
But Mr. Fanatic, it makes loads of money. Think of the investors.
Oh, fiddlesticks. That was just a friend. You know, there's just something to the look and design of cartoon animation that can't be matched. Disney is especially good at this. The simplicity of the lines and colors captures a purer essence. The characters, exaggeration in movement and facial expressions runs closer to our imagination. You can feel the handcrafted artistry in this illusion of life, from drawing to drawing. Live action tends to have a lot more detail and dead space. That's not to say it can't work. Mary Poppins, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. The music is composed by Jerry Goldsmith, a solid veteran composer. While I'm not sure I liked all the toots and synthesized notes, I did like his grand and dramatic themes. Some notes sort of sound Chinese influenced, but it's mostly a Western score throughout. Those repeating themes fit nicely in describing the movie's scenes and characters. Overall, it's a score that definitely, effectively works. Together, composer Matthew Wilder and lyricist David Zippel collaborated to make 5 songs. They're no Howard Ashman and Alan Menken, and aren't all that catchy. But my favorite songs are Reflection, followed by Honor to Us All.
And to not uproot my family tree, keep my father standing tall.
The remaining songs are serviceable, but don't do very much for me. I'll Make a Man Out of You seems popular. The last song, performed by boy band 98 Degrees and Stevie Wonder, is just jarring at the end, and is my least favorite. I have here the Hong Kong version, so I could listen to Mulan in both Mandarin and Cantonese if I wanted to. Sometimes I get a kick out of listening to Mulan in Cantonese, including the songs. Well, that just about sums things up. What I like most about Mulan is the story, script, Mulan's cleverness, and plot payoffs. Also, the themes of honor and sacrifice. What I didn't like were the contemporary gags, jarring jokes, and inauthentic Western insertions. I felt Mushu and the songs were a bit of a mixed bag that sometimes worked and sometimes didn't. Overall, however, I think it's pretty swell. Mulan is a rather peculiar mix of a contemporary, westernized, Disneyfied take on a Chinese legend. It's a bit uneven at times. I'm not the biggest fan of forced gags. Don't try to be funny, be funny. Let it come forth naturally. That's the biggest criticism I have with American animation. It gets too artificial and referential, too showy, too many constant jokes and string pulling. I want sincerity in a movie, not some corporate product. As a genre infusion of comedy, musical, drama, it's a blender mix of a lot of cultural elements that shouldn't work. But somehow, I think it does. I hope you enjoyed my review. Please join me in my next video as I present a Mulan movie commentary.
何是這朵水中花，每盞正